or how have you rather been getting your message to young people since the trip? Because you can have such an impact on the younger generation. So how do you do that?
It's so wild to even hear you say that, because if you would have asked me a few years ago, like if I knew that I was going to be impacting people the way I am, I knew I did it with my music and my dance, but to be doing it for this is just, I can't even tell you how I feel about it. But I of course, I'm doing my social media videos of talking about it, but I'm also going to schools now, and I'm speaking at the schools, which to me is something I'm so incredibly passionate about, because I'm going there, I'm in their faces, I'm talking to them. Some of them may follow me or know me already, but now I'm sitting there talking about Holocaust education, and they're relating to it in a different way. I also did a concert for kindness. That was a concert to promote kindness and combat anti-Semitism, and anything I could do to just continue to spread no hate, no form of hate, and anti-Semitism.
I mean, it's so funny because you were like, it wasn't your original thing, but it's interesting how life will put you on this path that you have no idea you're even taking. You're just doing you, And it's incredible how you have this huge following and you're able to educate while having a good time at the same time. Because that's what life should be about. Learning and then also just having a good time with everybody.
And I wish more people would use their platforms for to stand up for whatever they believe in.
Absolutely. Well, you were recently honored in Washington, D.C. for your dedication to anti-Semitism. So congratulations on that, first of all. That's incredible. But what was that like, that visit?
Oh, I still can't even believe that I was there, honestly. But I was there for the first ever Women's Jewish Forum, which was incredible. And then I also got to have a one-on-one meeting with Doug Emhoff, who is the first second gentleman, and of course, the Vice President, Kamala Harris's husband.
Yeah.
And he is a Jewish man. He recently went to Auschwitz himself and had a really intense experience as well. So he found out about my series, and we sat down and we talked about our experiences and our family's history, and also how we're both continuing in our separate ways to continue to combat anti-Semitism.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I always think, like, if your grandparents, could see what you're doing now, like, it's an incredible thing. Like I'm saying, they survived something, and like now you're able to like keep that legacy going of, bringing people information and not losing what happened, so you don't forget, so we don't repeat history. It's really cool, like that full circle moment. And I can't imagine watching your daughter, and carrying this legacy on with your family. So what is the most important thing you want our audience to hear today?
It's really amazing, and I know my Zadie, my grandfather, is watching down. I know he's here right now with all of us watching this, so this is really powerful for me to be able to be here and do this. But, speaking of my grandfather, back then, before the Holocaust, he was very popular amongst all his friends, all his non-Jewish friends. And the second the announcements happened with everything about how terrible the Jewish people are and about the Holocaust, all his friends that he was friends with his entire life completely turned on him, beat him up, spit on him, said, "You dirty Jew, get away." He was friends with his entire life, right? Wow. So imagine that. Imagine people nowadays that happening. And it does happen, and it is happening. So that's why when people say the Holocaust can never happen, it can. I mean, in Los Angeles, being here all the time, 2 Jewish men were shot outside of their temple just for being Jewish recently. And Jewish crime, anti-Semitism, it's so huge now. It's one of the biggest hate crimes now. So, and it's such a small percentage of the population. So it's like, this starts with us. We all need to come together to make sure we end this together.
Absolutely.